Okay, so during stream here, I remember that there was someone that had asked me about the the whole beef that used to be between Hikari and myself. So this whole segment is basically going to be talking about the history between Josiah and me from when it started on the PlayStation 4 back in the original DBFZ communities, and then evolving into different things over the span of time across Dragon Ball Fighterz' general lifespan. So you can go ahead and listen here, or you can skip, or just don't even listen to this part of the podcast. It's up to you. All right, I got myself something to drink. Let me go ahead and answer this question, and then I don't really want this brought up anymore because I hate, hate reliving this shit about Hikari. But I also have to so that way you guys can systemically understand why I hate this son of a bitch and why there's always an issue, or I just don't wish him well. So let me start from the beginning somewhat, because I do have resentment towards Hikari. He's upset me on multiple levels. He's tried to steal from my brand more than once in his prior self. He ridiculed a lot of my commission works publicly that I made for him by his own specifications when he won Iacon Battle Circuit. That was Iacon Battle Circuit number 25. He had the grand finals against Neo Judai. Josiah has had a constant character assassination of most of what I've done and built across PlayStation 4 for the FGC eras, within and without communities. As soon as he became popular and deemed skilled, he changed into a high Hollywood status, right? And then just started demeaning me or other people because of a lot of his condescending views of PC over PlayStation and the people of PlayStation. You're only his associate if you play really well on PSN or you're actually just on PC. This is before he even started doing a lot of continual streaming to generally get the money and the funds to get a PC. I'm an influencer on PlayStation that helps the prosperity of console gamers. It's what I care about, right? And that angered him over time that I wasn't doing anything for PC or helping PC people. That's one guy, this guy's. Mind you, he defaulted like other bitches, saying you have to be on PC in order to fight real people or real players to have worth, but you never helped anybody to get there. You just criticized the struggle. Half of this was before I myself even had the money saved up at the time, so no shit, I don't have a PC to help PC people. Then, even after the fact, it didn't change anyone's tone or view of understanding general contribution towards trying to buy a PC. The shit is not cheap in any way, shape, or form. No model, no rig, no do-it-yourself. None of that shit is cheap. But he just wants to just up and do it because it's like, no, just go ahead and do it. Get a PC. Get a PC. It pisses me off that people only want to give a fuck about PC when you don't understand other people's struggles in trying to get there. Even your own. You don't have the luxury of having PC. Hell, not in that economy, damn sure not in this one. Also, I didn't say I wouldn't host for PC. I said I prefer to focus on consoles because it's where I came from and it's what I want to resume supporting. My philosophy is when you know where you came from, you already know where you're going. I don't care about sucking off a PC like you choose to do once you could afford it yourself. Now you feel suddenly everybody isn't on your level because they don't have a PC. Honestly. Then he starts judging how I make my money for my whole Iacon events because I clearly don't have pockets like other scenes you go to. Or why do I keep bringing in quote unquote trash ass players all the time when I host anything they'll never win? He dick sucks Bum and Neo Judai and Daniel and King Lord Beerus hard in these scenes because of a pending profit to be made as a fellow New York City gamer. KLB's not yet KLB isn't a New Yorker, but I'll get to that in a second. But he just dick sucks them hard. And I mean deep throating, sucking the meat off the bone. And you're still licking the meat residue because you can still taste the juiciness of success. It's that fucked up. But You criticize my setup for being the poorest event scene in the whole game, riding my ass like a rodeo every other fucking stream you were on, pocket watching my events. Now, with King Lord Beerus, Hikari, in my opinion, only started sucking up to him once he noticed there were a few more Matcherino buildings for Dead Zone Circuit with money attached on the line than others for his series that he was doing, because he was doing a lot of new ideas through the latter half of his PC stuff before KLB started slowing down some. And he was also met by the same resistance of people not really being grateful for the scene, and so he eventually stopped just like the rest of us. So Hikari started turning up for a time and then disappeared also when there weren't Matcherinos, but still big brackets. He's off elsewhere impatiently pursuing another Matcherino over supporting that said scene, so it grows bigger, it grows a bigger pot that can be a little bit more constant than usual. It's like just impatience that leads to your ideal parasitic user, just hunting his next paycheck off the carcasses of events and even friendly scenes, not seeing the bigger picture of general production because it never really mattered to him. I personally didn't care that he shit-talked my worth as a player, or believes me to be the worst player in the history of the game, or the worst blackie of our friends groups that can never be anything important, or you're not worth the time to pay attention to, or help because you'll never be anything good with that knowledge, apparently, like he's supposed to be a judge of character and tell me what the fuck to do. He's constantly comparing his continual opportunity of fighting the best or highest players in New York City or even the countryside beyond East Coast and West Coast on a daily basis. He's comparing his continual opportunity of fighting the best players in the country on a daily basis to me barely having those same things. Despite asking for games, I ask him for games, and I ask a lot of his people for games, or other people for games, just to be denied or ignored or being exiled from those tables. All in all, from honest high level growth, healthy exposure, or what was deemed healthy exposure, and not agreeing with people when I voice my own opinion on things. You made the original chat feel like it was an inviting space to speak our minds and try to grow collectively. But nah, actually, only when we're agreeing with you or a common problem that we're all in agreement of, like we're trying to single somebody out or single something out, is when a voice is heard by quote unquote PlayStation kids. Otherwise, creating an echo chamber is what that was. That's what it really was just creating an echo chamber. Arius was ousted from that sitting. Oxy and I were ousted from that sitting. Nava and Kira were ousted from that grouping. There could have been more for all I know that didn't share the need of placing with the hive mind toxic vat that was that whole chat outline or the original chat. Or you needing to be on my level to be here, or to speak to me, or to breathe my air in the background, or play my team less optimally than me thinking you're good. That shit pissed me off. I do, however, care a lot when he shit talks or did shit talk my players all the time, because you fight better people at NLBC, that's Next Level Battle Circuit, or City of Mayhem, or FDA with more money offered for your time and services like you're fucking owed. What he failed to grasp yet again is that I have this here for my players and supporters to build each other up, not to tear each other down. The focus here isn't about money. The focus is about building opportunity and building an identity. Matcherino is a part of Iacon. It is not the sole focal point of Iacon. And this fucker never understood that shit. I don't care if you shit talk people about offline or online, because natural differences will exist between the platforms because of convenience or relevance. I care about talking out of line casually and not respecting what's not your damn call or decision to make in the first place. Shit talking fun, not in all seriousness. He's aware of all these feelings and sentiments that have affected me, and yet chose to be the villain further in being a spineless dickwad to me or to my friends, then apologize or change or try to bury the hatchet. People have sought up or sought to tell me that he's not really like this, or he's only joking, LOL, and all that fuck shit. I don't buy it. To a degree, maybe, but also I'm not a sucker. You see one side of them in comfort, openly or personally, that you see of a person, you'll see a large part of them now. I'm a grown ass man. I've been around toxicity driven youngsters, adults, imitation competitors, supportive wannabes, and man children for over 15 years of general competitive gaming to just know this shit. I know an asshole when I see one, obviously. Some of you New Yorkers are no different. Some of the Chicago goers are no different. You stand out more than most. There's gonna be an asshole anywhere, but you just stand out more than most because you just can't resist the chance to have a scheme going. Additionally, the Evo 2023 Vine said it all. I said what I said at that time, and it also likely made further enemies than in being honest in a conformed, ostracizing environment, knowing equal haters are now supporting Hikari. But I didn't care because I spoke my piece rather than lie like the rest of them that will never get to know shades of the real Hikari. Or what he's allowed to show you, or what you're allowed to see. So Hypno posted a tweet that night of Evo 2023, the weekend somewhere. Hikari or Nitro was possibly going to win that tournament and wanted to know why people had hated on his boy Hikari. I was saddened to see personally that he allowed his lips to suck such a lesser wiener. But I guess I'm just going to have to say something to do my part as a hater now, instead of letting bygones be bygones and cheering them both on to win. I like how some posters even chose clever wordplay in some of their posts, bunching them together because they both come from the same setting. Like, we can't cheer them both on, or we can actually pick and choose either one or neither. I personally made it known I wanted Nitro to win. I wanted Hikari to lose. I don't change that shit now. I've always wanted Hikari to lose. So I kept it short and to the point of an attitude, him having an attitude, him being a parasitic user, him trying to steal from my events, and the repetitious, thankless activities on lesser seen avenues that you're allowed to play on, and then you leave it bare bone like dead carcasses, moving on to your next victim. And you never accredit success where it's due to other people that have helped you get to where you are right now. You're only accrediting one Negro. There's more people that helped you than Bum, but Bum is the only one you're choosing to give credit towards. On that note, I spoke up immediately about why I hated Hikari. All those things I just said, basically. Exactly what I just said. I even tagged Hikari with Hypnos and faulty things as tag, because I'm not scared of confrontation with him and with the solution right there, and not some added hoop jumping of proving nothing to nobody. Some people think it's a facade. I think it's a part of the facade that people see with Josiah because of the atmosphere and its relevance, or it always being lost in the moment to a self-centered emotion where you make drama for yourself with the influence you sadly have. People can act two different ways to two different crowds, or can even act two different ways to the same crowd. It depends on what you can get away with or how self-aware people are. And trust me, that's not much. I say this knowing it added to the controversy, but people that are letting that past go, if you didn't speak to him or never had the chance to, I'm sorry, but you're somewhat kidding yourself. You chose, your choice of letting it go is good. Yes, it's very good. But thinking that it helps him in letting it go is blind reinforcement. You're accepting that he'll never acknowledge the sentiment you're offering for his sake. You're accepting that he's only becoming more self-centered or dismissive at this point, which he already was. The likelihood of a true apologetic confrontation is less likely the more he indulges his social corruption, because he becomes less confrontational and more of a chronically online individual that just kind of hides behind a keyboard and you can say whatever you want and get away with it. It's no different than if I had continued tolerating dealing with a person that's remembering forcefully or forgetting casually, and more people becoming naive enough to follow the masses. It's like you have no spine to oppose people of this mindset or this tribalistic mentality that spreads like a cancer. Or the chronically online feeling entitled or offended, yet it gives you the right to treat people like garbage and publicly harass them like you have some delusioned authority. Before it even got that far, I even attempted to reach out to him personally since he's never going to do it on his own. Why would he? Hikari's believed he's done nothing wrong. He won't say anything beyond the hostility of pointing out placements or, oh, you can't even place, why are you talking to me? To the extent of this being a conversational pivot, not the actual reason I'm talking to him. Going back to Hikari's prior attitude, a part of that unchecked privilege is Bum's fault. That was never addressed, and I'll tell you why. Bum kept promoting Hikari's shitty attitude at first because it was funny for viewers. Keep in mind, not for the right reasons that it was funny. I even had some laughs myself. But Bum never capped that off right at the beginning of his long exposed venture throughout the FGC, or any time he was there online or at the house in person, so he can tone down that toxic canister of his. No one did that to dial down grown dumbassery. And it was just used for views and the engagement mainly. So he's carried himself in such a disrespectful manner he knows and is known by because he was never allowed that privilege of no one checking him. Bum could have sat him down to talk about that shit much earlier in the community affairs. But no, he nor anybody else did that because they wanted a kid to still be a kid, when the community is treating him according to his actions and consequences for what he's liable for. So an adult most times, more than not. There's instances of him publicly harassing other people from other scenes, or the transphobic shit that been gone and past. You didn't think anybody forgot about that shit that's still around. We the people hold him accountable to his actions, whereas the adults in the room do not or will not, whichever you see it as. All I see is an ignorant privilege he's never checked about that's just now a part of him moving forward. And what do I get out of this? What do I get from knowing him, from dealing with these people, from dealing with Hikari and his friends and similar familiars, those that think just like him? It's just not out loud. Well, honestly, I'm glad you asked, because I got a great deal of shitty consolation prizes from him. Because I can't trust people I know closely, or that I knew rather, because of falling outs. I can't be happy watching and studying DBFZ, my favorite game, with this fucker winning all the time. 3, I couldn't be happy playing this game more because I'm reminded there's openly more people just like him that hypocritically lie to my face, or that have lied to my face all these years about helping people unless it benefits them because, oh, you're cool, or they're cool, they're cool to hang with, like some high school kitty click bullshit. It's just platform-based tribalism warfare. 4, another thing, it just added them to my shit list of gamers from New York or Chicago, because nothing but creative foxes and snakes have ever come from me knowing any New Yorker or Chicago goer past maybe the 1 or 2 I knew before going deeper into the gaming grid or coming here to the FGC. Another thing, the door to high-level play you really seek is just colorful tribalism. It's a sorting system where people can put you where they think you belong based off of who you are, who they know you as thus far, and then this is your branded identity for the rest of your time in the FGZ until you make it, or until you suck dick in order to be a part of the correct crowds. Another thing I noticed is that I gotten out of this was because it's a burden, honestly, to freely support those you claim to care about. You just want to be lazy enough to get close enough to have benefits, not keep those benefits. I hold on to resentment with him because there's nothing socially contributing or constructive about Josiah. Misery has constantly accompanied anything and everything having to do with a Hikari. And lastly, you know what else I have from him? I have another sub-goal in mind that I keep in mind personally. I have 2% of my energy at all times wishing for his downfall. I want his fight stick to bust. I want his controller to break. I want his PlayStation and his PC to explode. I want him to be denied places he goes because he's him. I want his subtle ass transphobia in the open so he can truly be judged equally by his peers and lessers. I want his haircut done wrong so he looks unkept and people can easily judge his ass for not having a good haircut or being kept. I want him to just suffer everlastingly. When you spend that much time fucking with me and being a crusted asshole, a child talking down to me or demeaning me, demeaning my worth, demeaning my project, demeaning my work across a whole ass scene for a generation because it's lesser than somebody else's that you are sucking off when I've done more than the fucker. I can do exactly the same thing to you for less. Not because I don't care, it's because I do care. I care enough to see your career's demise from the inside out. When it's in the way of me doing better at what I need to do to accomplish my goals. Everything I've needed to do to accomplish my goal was either indirectly caused by your stupid ass being there and ruining good things that have happened, or contributing to the vat of rumors that New Yorkers have spread about my scene, when all I've done is defend myself in correcting lies and misplaced opinions. The whole New Yorker local offline market and those that transitioned into some type of online presence, all of those I sought to work with have all turned out to be general shysters, thieves, appealing parasites, or con artists trying to fake it till they make it, or else they can probably cheat enough people to get ahead and claim it's for a good cause. That's what it seemed like for years now. And each one of those that I put up with, you were at the center of it in some way, shape, or form. And I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to deal with the imagery that correcting you or trying to correct a lot of the shit around you and being honest with myself about how I feel has caused me. I don't talk about it in the community anymore because it's not heard the first few times I said it. And so why am I going to keep saying it? It's like I'm not allowed to talk about things that don't matter and that disgust me. I'm not seen as a victim of this bullshit or the bullshit that's caused me because my opinion doesn't matter. My opinion's ignored, or it's dramatic, or it's cringe. Let me be anybody but me, and I can probably talk about this dumb shit, like Rose or Arius or Stylus Execution, and my statement's heard clearly. But I was ignored and ostracized further by communities for talking about things that happen where nobody wants to believe them or nobody wants to care. I don't matter. All the people want to hear about is how amazing he is for East Coast and how much of a hero he is from being an anti-hero when that loser is far from it. Am I bitter? Not from him solely. It's more from our pissant Dragon Ball Fighterz community. A community generally piggybacking off of his corrupt, selfish antics and takes because he's really good, so people listen to him. That idiom finished my own sense of self-corruption. Not one person being an asshole. It's more so the community and anybody important allowing him to be that asshole. No, I'm not okay. I gotta talk about this fuck shit again. It's just snub after snub after snub. I ask for a game, you're deaf as hell. I ask your friends for games, I get nothing from them but, oh, I'm busy, my hand's tired, my hand's hurt. Yet you know just where to find me when a Matcherino is up for my shit. I join your ring, you go AFK or you close it down and walk away. I join a ring with you in it because there's a slot open right there. You withdraw when you're the only one there that's not playing. You're the only one there not playing. Or you're the only one there, period. I ask other people there, hey, what's your rank is all I get asked. You can look on the billboard, motherfucker. My rank is right there. I'm a fucking god of destruction. Ask other people there, more willing. I ask other people there, more willing. Hey, I'm not interested, or I'm really hungry right now, I'll come back later, or you can play him, he's a better opponent than me. I'm asking you, motherfucker. I ask other people in stream chat for the streams that we're a part of. I don't go to Hikari streams. And then I get told some of them don't play like that, or You're right there in the lobby. Can't people play you, LOL? I'm asking you. Otherwise, I wouldn't ask other people. Then business-wise, I go to do business with people. I see hostility towards our players in the audience or people in our scene, and I don't think that's the best reflection of a partnership. Or I heard rumors of ABC, so I'm not sure how I want to make a decision just yet if it's good for us to collab. And it's like, I know it's you in my damn way. Only you would know my internal business about the Iacon Battle Circuit from the inside out and what I've been building towards. Aside from Neo Judai or anybody from that circle and actually try to sabotage me just for giggles. It has to be you. There's nobody else here. Because Neo Judai doesn't do any of that shit. Neo Judai doesn't even care what the hell happens with Iacon Battle Circuit sometimes. What sickens me is both of us being highly successful at the same game we love more than anything else, amidst similar timing, and having to share the same spaces everywhere we go in all the same circles of Dragon Ball Fighterz solely because we're competitors. And I have to eat shit because he won't get better. He doesn't have empathy. He has no moral ground. He has no shame. And others would better glaze and praise him over correcting him in his allowance to compete or engage. Yeah, you could say, yeah, I read it. You can say that. Yeah, you can say he's probably changed or he's way more chill and calmer nowadays since he's gotten slightly older. It's a trade-off of growing or having some type of personal growth, I hope. But that doesn't tell me he's matured. I don't care what you say. I don't give a fuck. He can fuck off for all I care. It's too late now to resume pretending he's really a better person. No, he's not. Because if I had started to think if it was a facade just to be a face or to have some type of facial accommodation for the growth he's had across the scene, why would you lie about it all these years? That's not what I've seen, so that's not what I'm believing. When you've seen what I see, then you talk to me, or don't. If he was worth it, or any of the encounters at high level, top level was worth all this bullshit to be something or amount to something more than what was taken away, or became lesser over time, I wouldn't be making this video. I don't want some fake ass apology anymore. I just want him to suffer like I did, and I can move on from there, since a more sensible and humanly respective means doesn't want to be taken, since everybody loves drama. It's a part of why I just default to closed spaces more, because of Hikari or because of favoritism and all. I just resort to my own private spaces or my closed VCs or my own server, like here with you guys, because I just can't trust myself for long settings anymore. And I don't trust myself to believe everyone seeks my best interests or to really seek a proper collaboration when they could just as easily be out to get me or ruin me like him. I just strongly prefer to be where my closest people know where I am and can sit with me. These are the people that I choose to trust. The more I sought growth, the less I actually grew. It's easier for people to steal opportunities or show me better than you can tell me that you're suppressing or sabotaging progress because I'm different or not easily controlled or I'm not skilled in your eyes or I'm poor to your market or my work is some type of illusionary obstacle for you. I spend more time recovering from people than actually enjoying them or their company. And I depress myself trying to stop this cycle and trying to recover mentally, and I just can't. And this happens every single time I think about this, which is why it's so hard to stop thinking about this shit with Hikari. And it's like, it really happened, and I just hate this shit so much. Like, nothing changes. No, stop it. Nothing changes from revealing all of this again, other than people liking drama. Favoritism and nepotism will thicken because I know too damn much. The FGC will tell me it's a lie, when there's many other people that he was a dick to or generally disrespected over the years, with constantly being unchill. DBFZ community would tell me, okay, he's not like that when he was always like that, even if he's changed now, supposedly. Like, you don't care to see what this black clown has done to people like me, because I'm against the favoritism and privilege that he was handed early in a scene he was never deserved or checked for. Anyway, let's get back to Devil May Cry. Let's get back to the game. It's depressing reliving all of this oppression and social segregation. Let's just go to a better topic, like continuing the story. I hear what you're saying, but I also don't want to talk about it anymore. You wanted my take on it, you got it. You can take it or leave it. I don't want to talk about Hikari.
Alright, so there you go. You know the background between Hikari and myself over the years. It's not really that big, but if you're me, it's the decimation of a large reality and trusting people that leads you to just constant misery. You can do with this information what you will. I really don't give a fuck either way. Honestly, I don't expect any of you to really care. He never affected you, or he doesn't know you like that. He doesn't want to know you. You're not important to him. You're probably seen as a peasant to him, like myself, and how he viewed me. I don't expect anything to come out of this other than just adding to the drama, like I said. You can take this information any way you want to take it. I don't care. This is just something that I've just had to deal with my whole time being here on Dragon Ball Fighterz. Online, PS4, PS5, PC. This is just the fuck shit that I had to deal with that's just now in the background now that won't change. It's a part of my image now because I've been too honest about what I feel about Hikari. Would I do it all again? Yes, but the same shit'll happen again. And I just have to accept that in this whole market I have to just get shit on. I can't be a known player because of fuckers like that are known for all the wrong reasons that suppress people wanting to make a difference or having an individuality. Leave a comment or your thoughts down below, or just listen to the rest of the video and keep going. I don't care either way. Just let me know what you guys think out there, or not. I don't care. And thanks for listening, for whatever it's worth. Reopening this whole can of worms doesn't really do me any favors, but it is what you guys had asked for. Welcome to a cornerstone of my mind and my thinking in why do I even want to bother with the FGC anymore? Even if that's just one section of it, there's other people out there like him that I do know, sadly, and those that thankfully I've never met. You guys take care, okay? Love you guys.